It's getting really hard to get this stuff. And if you're not at the top of the food chain like we are and a few of the other online companies are, you're dead in the water. You're going to have nothing. And when you have to call in on favors and reach out to people who you've known for a long time, pay them immediately and hope that you get it, this is a precursor to what I've been talking about to you for the last year and a half. Supply is getting tight, and it's only going to get tighter. It doesn't matter what the price is doing. People are scared.
This is Dunnigan Kaiser, founder of Liberty and Finance. I'm now a licensed gold and silver broker for Miles Franklin. Call me directly for the physical gold and silver that you need at the best price with personalized private service from one of the oldest and best companies in the business. For fastest service, just call 1-888-81-LIBERTY. That's 888-81-LIBERTY. And either I or one of my sons and fellow brokers will call you back as soon as we can and understand your needs. Welcome back to Liberty and Finance. We're here for our weekly market update this Tuesday, September 21st, with Andy Schectman, the CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metals. Andy, thanks for coming back on for this quick market update.
Good to see you again, Dunnigan. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate always you being here because we're looking for a quick insight into what's going on in the silver market. All I can say is last week we had to have you come on twice because the market was just blowing up. And I know the number of calls and orders that I was receiving from clients who are reaching out, some and many for the first time, in one day last week was the equivalent of typical of 2 weeks worth of activity. Can you give us the more macro view that you have across the spectrum of retail investors on what you saw happening last week?
It's the closest thing I've seen really since the silver squeeze first week of February, which was legendary. It was really, you could almost make a movie out of it. And I'm not being facetious. Last week, our company sold 500,000 ounces of silver, give or take a few ounces. And I mean, that's unheard of. And I believe that we will see more and more and more of this type of environment where, look, people are waking up to the realization that the Fed is trapped. They're waking up to the realization that the government is coming after your cash and your wealth in the form of more surveillance and higher taxes. In the new tax bill, they talk about monitoring bank accounts, brokerage accounts, Venmo, PayPal, crypto exchange accounts, everything. And this is in the proposal where we're one step away from no privacy whatsoever. And I think that people are waking up to this. And there is a much bigger level of interest amongst people who have been very successful ignoring precious metals forever. And I think when you look around you, where to put your money, what alternatives give you privacy, potential, safety from the craziness that we see around us, there really are no places to go. To me, gold is the only way to plan ahead, and silver. I have a bad habit of meaning both when I say gold. To me, gold is kind of all-encompassing, but the only way to plan ahead for what's coming, in my opinion, would be precious metals. And I think that's permeating. Dunnigan, it's permeating into the mainstream. I mentioned this last week when we talked that the orders were getting big, and that would be my concern, that we have an inability to efficiently get product to people. And it's happening. I mean, the U.S. Mint came out today to us authorized representatives and said they're now going on allocation on Silver Eagles. Here we go. This is exactly what happens when this stuff starts to happen. You're running into an environment where price inflation is going to start to exert itself again, where there's just not enough of the product and a lot more interest in money chasing it. So it's happening. And I think, when I know you could echo this, when we look at what we had on the shelves last week versus what we have today, my head trader got up at the crack of dawn and literally his text to me, I want to read this to you real quick because I found it kind of funny. I bought the whole ship of silver kangaroos inbound from the Perth Mint that left on Friday. So, and he's not joking. I mean, we bought 75,000 silver kangaroos. They'll be here in a week, we hope. We bought a whole bunch of Philharmonics because we sold out of them. We'll have 25,000 this week, 25,000 next week. It's getting really hard to get this stuff. And if you're not at the top of the food chain like we are and a few of the other online companies are, you're dead in the water. You're going to have nothing. And when you have to call in on favors and reach out to people who you've known for a long time, pay them immediately and hope that you get it, this is a precursor to what I've been talking about to you for the last year and a half. Supply is getting tight, and it's only going to get tighter. It doesn't matter what the price is doing. People are scared. So it is what it is. I guess we'll see what next week brings. But look, I think that these things are happening, and people are going to have to, I think, maybe even if they don't want to make a purchase sooner than later, run the risk of just not getting product or waiting with really, really long delivery delays.
Yeah, I think you started 2 weeks ago warning us that you're getting approached by a different category of buyers who are going to be making orders that are in an order of magnitude different from what our typical buyers have been. And you said that you started to see the fulfillment of that prediction come true this week. And that did contribute, in addition to just the grassroots pressure that we had from all clients, and I had to change my my way of answering questions when people give me a call, because I usually would say, oh yeah, we've got those in stock. Oh yeah, oh yeah, this is what the price is or whatever, because I knew from an hour before or a day before how things were going. But I've gotten now in the habit of saying, wait a minute, I'll check, because I have no idea if because during the week last week, we went from in stock to, 6 to 9 days to 9 to 12 days to 10 to 15 or more, 2 weeks or more for some products, all within just a period of hours or days. Some of those things are now getting caught up, but you've got, if you could, and we're going to keep this really tight today, if you could hit us with, you had whetted everyone's appetite about the opportunity to potentially pull in some metal that's not dependent on what the mint is doing. And you just mentioned the mint is going on allocation, but can you talk to us about how you can provide us some special that's not based on the current mint fickleness?
One last point on that, what we were talking about. One client bought $5 million worth of silver. That's 200,000 ounces. One client. And this was a test order. So when I tell you that it's happening, it's happening. I've never seen it like this ever in my wildest dreams. As far as what we're going to try to know, last time I was here, and I can see that you wore a tie, fitting for the
gold theme
occasion. Yes. I wanted to try, and here again, these items are normally really easy for me to get. And when I tell you that it's next to impossible to get this stuff, I had to call multiple sources and only to find, I guess you could say, decent quantity, but I took everything I could find. So the pre-1933 United States gold coins have always been my favorite, always. They are a true piece of Americana. They offer better upside potential, and they're just flat out cool. I think if I had my druthers, I would only own the pre-33 gold coins. A couple of years ago, when the premiums were very, very low, I took all of my bullion that I had here in the United States and I traded them for these MS-63 $20 liberties. I have lots of the certified uncirculated coins in stock. These are certified in these holders when they're uncirculated, and that is done to give a level playing field when a little bit difference in grade can mean a whole lot of money in value. And so PCGS and NGC, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and the Numismatic Guarantee Company level the playing field. But when we get into circulated grades of coins that are quote unquote common, and I always get a kick out of that because they're not really common, but there are some dates that have much more of a common footprint in the numismatic realm. Like in 1904, $20 Liberty had 7 or 8 million coins minted versus some older dates that may only had a couple 100,000 minted, or maybe they suffered the fate of a lot of those coins going into confiscation or whatever it may be. But when we talk common date $20 gold coins, or 10 or 5, typically if they're circulated, we don't certify them. It's better just to have them raw, just like a raw coin, just like this silver dollar, just a raw coin, not certified like this. Anyways, I digress. If people want the certified coins, we can offer them the best price in America. Guarantee no one will touch my price, our price, on the certified $20 gold pieces. But what we're going to offer today is a little bit different. We're going to go with the circulated coins, the $20 Liberty, the $10 Liberty, and the $5 Liberty. The $20 Liberty, for all intent and purposes, is 1 ounce. It's a fraction under. The $10 Liberty, for all intent and purposes, ½ ounce, fraction under. And the same thing for the 5 being, for all intent and purposes, a ¼ ounce. And we're going to offer those in circulated grades at the following prices. In extra fine category, which is a really nice grade, you're going to see all the high points of the coins. They're not going to be worn smooth. You'll be able to read the date and read the lettering and see the stars, and everything on the coin that you would want to see if you owned it will be $189 over the price of gold, over the 1 ounce spot price of gold. In the AU condition, and by the way, XF stands for extra fine. In the AU condition, which stands for almost uncirculated, we're going to do those at $199 over the price of gold, 1 ounce gold. The $10 Liberty and the $5 Liberty, we only have an extra fine grade, and we don't have a huge quantity of the $10 Liberties and a decent quantity of the 5s. The $10 Liberties we're going to do at spot gold divided by 2 plus $110, and the $5 Liberties spot gold divided by 4 plus $110. Now, I want to make mention of one thing. You put yourself back, the people may be saying to themselves, well, if you add $110 4 times, you're talking $440 over the price of gold for a ¼ ounce gold eagle. That's true, but put yourself back 100 plus years ago. $5 would have been used much more frequently than 10, which would have been used much more frequently than 20. $20 at the turn of the century, way back when, would have been worth today over $2,000 in purchasing power, and probably higher than that. So the smaller the denomination, the more scarce the coin really is, because they would have been used much more in everyday life. So if you're paying these high premiums when you buy them, you can bet dollars to donuts that you will get a good portion of those back when you sell. I'd also like people to look around. I think you'll see that these prices we're offering will be as good or better than anyone in the United States, period. And we always try to do that when we bring these specials to you. So bottom line, $5, $10, and $20 coins. In the $20 coin, we have extra fine and AU. In the $10 coins, just extra fine. Decent supply of 5s, not such a great supply of 10s. They're really hard to come by. I spent all week trying to find them after my promise to try to bring some of these to you last week. So as far as gold goes, if I had my druthers, these are the only coins I would own. Whether you get them circulated and not certified, or uncirculated and certified, really isn't the determination to what you should own. Just to the respect that when you show someone a coin that has 1880 year on it, and it's made in the U.S., and you can say this was in someone's pocket 130 years ago or whatever, 150 years ago, it's really amazing. And I don't know, I think that for gold lovers out there, everyone should own some of these. And the nice thing about the 5s and the 10s is they give you utility if you ever needed to trade with it, barter with it, what have you. But from a standpoint of just flat out interesting pieces of American history, these are my all-time favorites.
Andy, we thank you very much, as always, for bringing us these specials. We'll have the graphics up on the screen so people can know that they can order these. And there's a special, because of the special nature of this, the way that you were able to source these, I understand that the payments on these, a little different from usual. These will need to be paid in check or bank wire. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. We can do, yes, let's just leave it at that. Yes, check or bank wire would be certainly preferred. It would be the easiest way to deal with this. And look, honestly, Dunnigan, I think we should never ignore gold. All we do lately is talk about silver. It is my opinion that in the end, we want to be in gold. And we talk about buying silver at a ratio of 75 to 1. But when it gets 40 or 30 to 1, I'm on these videos screaming, time to go to gold. And my only fear and concern is coins like these will be long gone when that happens. And, maybe we'll have to settle for 1 ounce gold bars or Maple Leafs or Eagles. But coins like these, which haven't been minted for over 100 years plus, they're a wonderful way to own some gold. And I'm glad to be able to offer them here. And until they sell out, we'll continue to offer them to your listeners as a very special price.
And I remember last time that we offered $10 and $20 Liberties. The 10 sold out right away, and the $20 a little bit later. In this case, you brought in 5s, which we have not offered before, so I'm anticipating those are going to be hot items. So thank you, Andy. And we got to wrap, but thank you very much for bringing out this weekly special, and we'll look forward to getting more insight. Live stream next week, Tuesday the 28th. We're going to be live streaming so people can ask their questions in real time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Andy, thanks for being here for the weekly market update.
It's my pleasure, and bring the tough questions. I'm ready for them. I'll look forward to talking to you all next week.
This is Dunnigan Kaiser, founder of Liberty and Finance. I'm now a licensed gold and silver broker for Miles Franklin. Call me directly for the physical gold and silver that you need at the best price with personalized private service from one of the oldest and best companies in the business. 31 years strong, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, 0 complaints, licensed and bonded. For physical delivery, vault storage, or precious metals IRAs, excellent prices, privacy, and confidentiality. Pay by check, money order, ACH, bank wire, or Bitcoin. Satisfaction guaranteed. For fastest service, just call 1-888-81-LIBERTY. That's 888-81-LIBERTY. And either I or one of my sons and fellow brokers will call you back as soon as we can and understand your needs.